Okay, Mother, you're trying to get rid of me. So I think I'll go into town, find me a girl, and do some passionate necking.
George!
Good night, Mrs. Bailey. By the way, do you need any books from the library?
Library? George, now you go see Mary. Do you hear?
Hiya, George. Need a lift?
Oh, no, Ernie, I wouldn't want to rob you of a fare.
You wouldn't be robbing me of any fares, George. The taxi business is on the skids.
Well, it's just like the building and loan then. You want to swap?
Actually, George, I need to talk to you. I'm gonna have to turn the deed back over to you.
The deed? The deed to your house? I mean, you've only been there for 2 years, Ernie.
Yeah, but with the business being so bad, I can't make the payments right now. Me and the missus will just have to move back in with her folks.
Ernie, no. I'll tell you what. Can you make just the interest payments?
The interest? Sure, I could do that, but...
Okay, so keep the house, forget the principal for a while. You're just hitting a rough patch, that's all.
Gosh, George, I don't know how to thank you. This means so...
Taxi!
You hear that? You're back in business, Ernie.
I am? Oh, I am! Coming right up!
Atta boy, Ernie.
Going somewhere, George and Porgy?
Hello, Violet. Hey, guys.
Hey, George.
Wow. You look great, Vi.
And this old thing. Why, I only wear this one. I don't care how I look. Right, guys? Excuse me, fellas. I think I got a date.
We'll wait for you, baby.
So, Georgie, what's going on? Where are you headed?
I was just headed down to the library, I suppose.
Come on, Georgie. Don't you ever get tired of just reading about stuff?
Well, as a matter of fact, yeah. Hey, what are you doing tonight, Violet?
Me? Not a thing.
Well, if you're game, Vi, we can make a night of it. I got to talk to somebody. What do you say, Vi?
Sure, George. About time. What will we do?
What do we do? Well, we'll go out. We'll go out to the fields and take off our shoes and walk through the grass.
The fields?
Yeah, and then we could go to the falls. I mean, you got to see them in the moonlight, Vi. There's this green pool up there. We can swim in it.
Swim?
Oh yeah, sure. And then we can climb Mount Bedford and smell the pines and watch the sunrise over the peaks. Oh, we can stay up there the whole night, Vi. We'll be the talk of the town. There'll be a terrific scandal. What do you say, Vi?
George, baby. Have you lost your mind? Walk through the grass in my bare feet. It must be 10 miles to the falls, and this is the only thing I have to wear. You expect me to go swimming in this?
Shh, Vi, okay, shush.
What's with you, George? For a guy who wanted to sail around the world, you don't seem to have been around the block. I mean, come on.
Okay, fine. Forget the whole thing. Just forget it.
George, what are you doing out there?
Nothing. Oh, is that you, Mary?
I think so. Well?
Well, what? Me, I was just passing by.
Yes, several times. I wondered if you were picketing or haunting me.
And then why would I
But
be...
your mother phoned saying you were coming over.
My mother phoned, the nerve of... Well, I was just passing by. I didn't have any firm kind
So,
of...
are you coming in or aren't you?
Well, all right, I'll come in for a minute, but I didn't tell anybody I was coming by.
Right. You're your own man.
Yeah. So when do you get back?
Tuesday,
Where'd you get that dress?
New York. Do you like it?
Well, it's okay, I guess. So, I thought you would stay in New York with Sam and all the rest.
Oh, I worked there on a few vacations, but I don't know. I got homesick.
Homesick? You got homesick for Bedford Falls?
Well, it is home after all. No point just standing here on the porch. Come on in.
Well, I don't understand this. I didn't tell anybody I was coming by.
So you're leaving.
No, I wouldn't want to be rude. I'll stay for a while since I'm already here.
So it's nice about your brother and his new wife, isn't it?
Yeah, Ruth, it's okay.
What's the matter? You don't like her?
Well, sure I do. Ruth's a peach.
Oh, it's just marriage in general you're down on, huh?
No, marriage is all right for some people. I mean, it's fine for Harry and Sam Wainwright and you.
For Sam?
Mary, who's down there?
It's George Bailey, Mother!
George Bailey? What's he want?
I don't know. What do you want, George?
Me nothing. Not a thing. I was just passing by.
Coward. He's making violent love to me, Mother.
He is? You tell him to go right back home. Sam Wainwright said he called tonight from New York.
I guess so, Mother. So, George, how about a little music here?
You know, your mother shouldn't be listening. Oh, that music. Hey, I didn't come here just to reminisce about...
Well, what did you come here for?
Well, I don't know. You're supposed to be the girl with all the answers. Why don't you tell me why?
Well, why don't you go home?
Well, okay, maybe I will go home.
Mary, the telephone.
Sheesh, I didn't even know why I came here.
Mary.
Good night.
Good night.
Mary, the phone.
You know, with all the shouting, you think somebody could
Mary,
just...
maybe it's Sam. Answer it.
You think what, George?
Mary, get the phone.
All right already. I'll get it, Mother. Oh, George, on your way out, could you turn off the phonograph?
Oh, sure, be glad to. You stupid, crazy son, I'm going.
Hello, Hatch residence. Oh, Sam.
Hey, Mary, so good to hear your voice.
Is it?
Excuse me, Mary.
Oh, Sam, how nice of you to call all the way from New York. Hee-haw.
What, Mary? Oh, yeah. Hee-haw.
You know, Sam, an old friend of yours is here. George Bailey.
What? Old Mossback George in person?
Yup, old Mossback George.
Hee-haw. We'll put old George on. I want to say hi.
Wait a minute, Sam. George.
Now, you idiot. Sam doesn't want to talk to George.
He does too. He even asked for George.
What is it, Mary? I'm in a hurry. I gotta get...
It's Sam Wainwright. He wants to talk to you.
Sam Wainwright?
Sam, here's George.
Hi, Sam. Hee-haw.
Hee-haw. Some pal you are. What are you doing there? Trying to steal my girl?
Trying to steal your girl? Nobody's trying to steal any girl. Mary, here's Sam again.
No, wait a minute, George. Wait. I want to speak to both of you. Put Mary on the extension upstairs.
Mary, he wants you to get on the extension upstairs.
I can't. Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
George, just put your head a little closer. We can both hear.
Both? Okay.
There, all right. Sam, we're both on the line.
Good. Now, I have a plan that's going to make us all rich. George, remember in one time in Martinez Tavern, you told me about making plastics out of, what was it? Chili beans?
Chili beans?
Soybeans. I mean soybeans.
Oh, soybeans. Oh, okay.
Well, my father is investing in it, George. We're going to open up a factory outside Rochester. What do you think of that?
What? A factory in Rochester? Wait, why don't you open it up here in Bedford Falls? The tool machinery works building, it closed down, and you could get that for a song, and there's lots of labor here, too.
Now you're talking, George. But here's the point. Mary, you listen to this, too. If you got any money, put every dime into our stock.
Stock?
Well, come on, George. We might even have a job for you. That is, if you're not still married to that broken down old building and loan. Here's your chance to get in on the ground floor.
Ground floor? That's wonderful.
We'll have to see, Sam.
Oh, Mary, are you still listening?
Yes, Sam, I'm here.
You tell George this is the chance of a lifetime here, the chance of a lifetime.
He says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Give me that phone.
Here's George again. George!
No, you listen to me, Mary. I don't want any ground floors, any plastics, any job. And I don't want to get married ever to anyone. Do you understand me?
Oh, George.
I want to do what I want to do. And you're not going to trick You're not gonna trick me into any...
George!
Into any... Oh, Mary,
I know.
So George and Mary got, what do they say, hitched?
Yes, Clarence, they were married that October.
I always cried in October.
And the two headed off to their honeymoon in Ernie Bishop's taxi cab.
Here you go, newlyweds. Bert the cop sent this bottle of bubbly. But don't go telling anybody. Prohibition and all that.
Mum's the word, Ernie.
So, where are you two heading on this deluxe honeymoon?
You see this fat wad of cash, Ernie? It's our kitty. Count it, Mary.
So?
So, we're shooting the works. It'll be a week in New York, a week in Bermuda, the highest hotels, the richest caviar, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
And congratulations, George. You're finally getting out of Bedford Falls. But then what?
Yeah, I don't know. Then what, dear?
The moon. Who cares?
Yeah, that's right. You know something, Mrs. Bailey? I haven't kissed you nearly enough.
Well then, come here.
Hey, slow down, lovebirds. Hey, any fond farewells, George? Here's Genesee Street.
Oh, so long, Bedford Falls. So long, old building and loan. So long, Uncle Billy and Mr. Potter and everyone else in Bedford Falls. We're sneaking out and we're not coming back ever.
Hey, George, there's something going on here. Look at that crowd. Over there in front of the bank. Hey, look at that. Doors are locked.
What, Ernie? Pull the cab over.
What is it, George?
Hey, George, that's what you call a bank run.
Bank run?
Yeah, if you got any money in the bank, you better pull it out in a hurry.
Oh, George, no, let's not stop, please. Ernie, just go straight to the train station. George!
Wait a minute, honey. I have to see what this is. I'll be back in a minute.
No, George, please! George, don't go! Ernie, stop him!
Christmas, it's on its way. And here's a quick quiz for the ladies. What type of man is the head of your house? Is he rugged in the great outdoors? Does he help with the household chores? Whichever type he is, he's bound to be the Old Spice type. So you and the kids treat him to Old Spice by Schulten, finest grooming aids a man can use. Give Old Spice aftershave lotion, brisk and bracing, happiest ending a shave ever had. $1, or something new in cents. Aftershave lotion, men's cologne, and stick deodorant. Handy for travel in a bright red box. $2, or splurge with the captain's box. 5 great grooming aids in one handsome box. $5. There's a wide selection of Old Spice gifts, priced from $1 to $7. Finest grooming aids a man can use.
We'll return to the WBBM Radio Theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life in just a moment.
And we're clear. While the radio station takes a break for station identification and other business, we'll have a 15-minute intermission. Please go check out all the wonderful snacks waiting for you in the lobby.
This is WBBM Air Theater, Wrigley Building, Chicago.
And now we return to the WBBM Radio Theater presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. In heaven, the superintendent of angels is still reviewing George Bailey's case history. Clarence, an apprentice angel, is eager to depart for his mission to Earth.
Goodness, boss, I've heard enough background. If George Bailey is contemplating suicide, I'd better head down to Earth right away.
Hold it, Clarence. We're not anywhere near the point where George Bailey is thinking of taking his life.
What? Why not?
You'll never get your wings unless you can be patient. Now,
Where were we?
George and Mary were heading out of town on their honeymoon when they ran into a run. A bank run, I mean.
Oh, yes. It was the financial panic of 1932. You see, bank troubles were very prevalent back then.
What's going on, boss?
We want George Billy in his office.
What is this, Uncle Billy? I saw a line of people outside the bank, but what's with the angry crowd in our lobby?
It's a panic, George. They want to withdraw their shares.
They want their money.
But we're in a pickle. The bank called in our loan this morning.
Our loan?
Shut up, Jimmy.
Forget the bird, Uncle Billy. The bank called in our loan?
Well, they've got to run. They need cash, so they demanded we pay off our loan immediately. I handed over all our cash.
You handed over all of our cash, but that means
The
that we...
whole town's going nuts, George. Now we're in the same pickle as the bank. Who thought you couldn't trust the American banking system? Hello, this is Billy. What? Potter? George, it's Henry Potter.
For me? George Bailey here.
George, are you okay? Have you called the police to quell that unruly crowd in your lobby?
The police. Now, why would we need the police?
I just want you to know that in this financial crisis that I'm here to help.
Help?
Yes, I've just guaranteed sufficient funds to the bank. They'll close down for a week's bank holiday, and then they'll reopen.
Potter's just taken over the bank. I see, and then they will reopen under new management, of course.
Of course. Now, this may cost me a fortune, but I'm willing to help out your shareholders, too. If they need cash, they can sell their shares to me, because I'm paying 50 cents on the dollar.
Oh, no, they won't. There will be no fire sale here. We don't need your bailout.
You don't have any cash, and you know it, George. That means bankruptcy, and your working people will lose everything. Am I wrong?
I can't answer that.
I know your charter, George. If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you'll never reopen.
Oh, you don't miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, here's one you will. Shut up, Jimmy.
Well, George, I guess you told him.
Yeah, but Uncle Billy, he's right. If we don't stay open until 6 p.m., the state can take our license away.
Stay open till 6 without any money? It'll take a miracle.
Well, come on, let's see about that crowd in the lobby.
George!
Okay, everyone, please, now don't panic. I know you want your money. No, I just talked to Mr. Potter on the phone, and he says that the bank will reopen next week. Now, that's next week.
Where's our money?
No, come on, everybody, just wait a second. Your money isn't here.
What?
No, listen, let me explain. Your money's not here. It's not in the safe. No, the money that you've invested in this building and loan was invested in people's houses. It's in Eddie's house, the Grimaldi house, your house, and 100 other houses.
That's the way the building and loan works. Oh, I want your money now. What do you want us to do? Foreclose on them?
I don't care. I got $242 in shares here. $242 won't break you. Close my account. I want my money now.
Okay, just sign this form and you'll get your money in 60 days.
What do you mean 60 days?
Well, that's what you all agreed to when you bought your shares.
I got my money.
What? Where?
Old man Potter will pay you 50 cents on the dollar for your shares.
Really? Now, what do you say, George Bailey?
Well, now we all have to stick to the agreement.
Oh, yeah? Come on, everybody. Let's take our shares to Potter. Half is better than nothing.
No, wait, come on, folks, please don't do this, please, wait, listen, if Potter gets a hold of this building and loan, there won't be a decent house built in this town again. I mean, come on. I mean, he's just taken over the bank. He's already got the bus line in the department store. And now he's after us. And you know why? Because we're cutting in on his business, that's why. He wants you to stay in his shacks and pay the kind of rent that he decides.
Yeah, but...
No, listen, Eddie, last year things were tough for you, right? You couldn't always pay. Well, do you think Potter would have let you keep your house?
Well...
Listen, everybody, Potter is buying because you're panicking and he's not. To him, you're all just a bunch of bargains. Now we can get through this, but we've got to stick together, believe in one another, and have some faith.
Well, that's a lot of fine talk, George, but I got doctor bills to pay.
My husband got laid off. We need our money.
Yeah, what do we do? What do we live on until the bakery opens?
You can't feed your kids on faith, George.
George, darling.
Mary.
How much money do they need? We've still got some money.
We do? Oh, we do!
The honeymoon money.
Okay, wait, folks. I got $2,000 here, my own money.
Well, that could last us until the bakery opens.
I sure hope so, Uncle Billy. It sure would have made a nice honeymoon.
Bought some furniture, too.
Okay, now, we've got some cash. Okay, Charlie, how much do you need?
$242.
Now, come on, Charlie, how about just enough to tide you over?
I won my $242.
Okay, Uncle Billy, give Charlie here $242.
That closes my account then.
No, that doesn't close your account.
It's a loan, Charlie, just a loan.
Okay, all right, now, Eddie.
Well, I got $300 in here.
No, Eddie, how much do you need?
$20 then.
Thank you, Eddie, thank you. Okay, Mrs. Davis, how about you?
But this is your own money, George.
That's okay, it's okay. How much do you need?
Well, with $17.40 be 2 months?
$17.40, God bless you. You pay it back when you can, all right? Okay, everyone, now we have some money here. If we spread it out, we should be able to make it through this entire
Look at the clock, George, look.
I'm looking, Uncle Billy, I'm looking. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1.
6 o'clock. Phew, we made it.
Lock that door, Eustace, lock that door.
Right, George.
Whew, we're still in business, Uncle Billy, even if we only got $2 left.
Maybe they'll breathe in the safe, eh, Eustace?
Yeah, like bunnies.
Well, they better.
George, telephone.
Oh, okay, Tilly. Hey, can you call my wife for me? I forgot all about
Mrs.
that.
Bailey's on the line.
No, I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want Mrs. Bailey. Ew, that is my wife. Hello? Is this Mrs. Bailey?
Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey.
Well, Mary, we survived. I'm so sorry.
Now that you're done saving things, come home.
Huh?
Come home.
Come home. Well, what home?
Our home.
What?
Our home, George, at 320 Sycamore.
320 Sycamore. Whose house is that?
Our home.
Huh?
Our home, Saphead.
Oh, but Mary, how can we have a...
Right now.
Right now? Well, okay, sure.
I love you.
I love you too, honey. I'm coming home.
Clarence, do you know where 320 Sycamore was?
His mother-in-law's house.
No, it was the old Granville house where George and Mary threw rocks and made wishes. You see, her wish was to marry George and live in the Granville house. And that's where they honeymooned. That's where they set up house, and that's where they still are 2 years later, when Mr. Potter asked George to drop by his office.
Now, George, I suppose you're wondering why you're here.
I have no idea, Mr. Potter, but I'm sure you do.
That's what I admire about you, George. You're like me and you get right to the point. Okay, Well, George, I'm giving up.
What? Giving up?
Yes, as you know, I run nearly everything in this town. Everything except the building alone, of course, and I've tried to gain control of it for years, but, well, you've outwitted me and evaded me, and you've even defeated me. Am I right?
Well, actually, yes.
Well, that's because you're a smart man, George. 2 years ago, during the bank panic, you and I were the only ones who kept our heads. You saved the building alone, and I saved everything else.
Well, most would say you stole everything else.
Well, envious people might say that, George. The suckers might say that. But we both know that I was just being a smart businessman, and, well, that's what I'm being right now.
So you're giving up?
Well, if you can't beat them, join them.
No, if you're suggesting that we somehow...
Wait, George, now wait. Don't get up, don't leave, take it easy now. I've told you my side of the story, but let's look at your side.
What?
Your side. Now, you're a young man, 27, 28, and married and making, what, $40 a week?
45.
Okay, 45. If you were a common ordinary yokel, I'd say you were doing well. However, you're no common ordinary yokel, son. You're an intelligent, resourceful, ambitious young man who hates his job. Yes, you hate the building alone almost as much as I do, George. You've been dying to get out of this town ever since you were born. You see your friends and your brother go places while you're trapped here, trapped into frittering away your life, playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Now, is this a correct picture, George? Or do I exaggerate?
So, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
Well, my point is that, well, I want to hire you, George.
Hire me to do what?
To manage my affairs, to oversee my properties, and I can start you off at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
Of course, and you're worth it too. Now, wouldn't you like to live in the best house in town? Get your wife some fine clothes, and a trip to Europe every year?
Europe and... hey, are you sure you're talking to me? I mean, you remember me, George Bailey, the building and loan, George Bailey?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, provided he has the brains to climb aboard.
Yes, but what about the building and loan?
Well, forget the building and loan. I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Now, do we have a deal or not?
Well, $20,000 a year in Europe. Can you give me 24 hours to think about it, to talk to my wife?
Of course, George. Meanwhile, I'll draw up the papers. Now, let's shake on it, boy.
Well, okay, Mr. Potter. Gee, I never thought that I would.
Well, wait, is there something wrong, George? We're just shaking hands over a little business property.
No, I can't do it. I don't need 24 hours. I know the answer now, and it's no. No.
What?
If you offered me $1 million to stay in Bedford Falls, to be your stooge, the answer would still be no.
But why?
Because the whole world should not revolve around you and your money. Because some things can't be bought or bought off, and I'm one of them. I don't need you or your money. Now, let me out of here.
You'll eat those words, George Bailey. Why? Because you're a failure, just like your father. You just don't know it yet.
Sorry I'm so late, Mary. What were you, bored waiting up for me?
Just knitting, George. So, what did Mr. Potter want to see you about today?
Nothing really, just talk, you know. Hey, Mary, why did you marry a guy like me anyway?
Well, I didn't want to be an old maid.
But I was going to see the world. I was going to go places and build things, and I was going to give you the moon. But instead, what have I given you? I mean, no nice house, no fine clothes, no Europe. I mean, some husband I turned out to be, I feel terrible.
Me too. Mornings, especially.
I mean, you could have married somebody successful. I mean, somebody like Sam Wainwright. I mean, anybody else.
But I didn't want anybody else. I wanted my baby to look like you.
You didn't even get a decent honeymoon.